This is his E100 build for Joe at El Lobo Cycles. He's wanting us to build a camper type bike hauler to take to all these shows, so it's going to be special, this one. It's a bit close to home for me as well. I bought this off one of my pals just before he passed, so I always said I'd never sell it, but he was big into choppers, like massively into them, and we wanted to build this into exactly what it's going to be. So I think he'd turn in his grave if he knew that I didn't do this deal. So we've gone for it, and it's going to be special. This we've gone for a 2.5 litre straight 6 out of a BMW. We're going to put a turbo on that. So it's going to be running about 350, 400 brake, just with low boost. Then with 4-link back end, we've put a custom Mustang 2 front clip on it that we've had to modify as well to fit, because it's fucking 6 foot wide, this van. It's short as fuck, but it's wide as fuck. So everything's just had to be custom. Then we've got to manage to put some pedals on, manual gear shift, so we've done all gear linkage. Every little bit of it is custom. It's just got to be all worked out and built from new, but that's what we do. It's going full air ride suspension, so we've got 3P management, then some Dominator bags on it, which raise about 9 inch. So there's going to be a fair amount of ground clearance. It's not going to lay frame, but we're going for like a classic side tube, which they had on old boogie vans, which these were. So they're like Cobra style exhaust, so we're going to make them. So they'll pretty much be sat on floor. We've gone for a full 3 metre glass roof. We've done it in 2 sections. We've managed to get some glass out of a side window of a bus, then make that fit, custom fit it in alt roof, brace it all. Full standalone ECU on it. We're going to put a max ECU on it, so it's going to have all digital clocks, and so you've got live updates on your boost and everything that you need. Custom exhaust, custom fuel tank. We've got then in back, so it's going to be low to ground, so we're going to get his bike into it, so all his floor, everything's got to be strong. Obviously it's going to have a bike rolling over it, so we've gone like 3mm plate, which it's heavy, but when you're ramming a bike up against this, like eventually it's gonna go if it's out more. And plus we need the strength in the plate, because we ain't got much room in height wise, so as bike handlebars just fit under it. So if we then put a 1mm plate on bottom, then swaged it, which you're gonna lose another 5-10mm there, then you ply over top, which is another 18-20mm. We're not going to fit his bike in, so we've got to go for strength in his plate, because it's going to have all mod cons. It's having an inverter, it's having aircon, it's having everything that you would have in a camper in just this small little space. I've chopped most of chassis rail out, then I've raised floor from here. So where we've notched it to get back axle lower to the floor. So yeah, and it's got to be done for Christmas. So we've got a lot of work to do. So fuck off. Basically, that's the bottom of my tray. So I'm trying to utilise as much as we can in this void that we've got underneath the van, because the inverter is quite high and the aircon is quite bulky. We've got no room, so basically just making the bottom of the tray so I can sit that underneath the van, then have some pop-up storage areas, so the floor will be at this level, so you just pop the lid on it and you can access it still, but it hides a lot of it, and it's 2 big items that we don't need in cab then. So we'll chop that out and stick it in. Why we're using such a heavy gauge steel is because we're restricted on height again. If we would have gone like a 1.2, we would have had to swage it, which you'll lose about 10-15 mil, and we ain't got 10-15 mil to spare, so everything's to the millimetre. So it's going on the bottom end of the van as well, so some expensive gear going in here, so if it gets hit from underside, it's going to be protected by this heavy gauge stuff. Right there. That's the baby. 550. Go 800. I've cut all sides out to his box. I'm gonna mock it all up, tack it all in place where it is, then offer it up, and it'll need a little bit of trimming here and there to get in, so I'll work all that out. So that's his box tacked in place. So basically, the floor's going to come up to here. It'll be at this level. And he's trimming down a little bit. But the inverter will sit in there, which is quite long. Then your aircon, it'll easy fit in there. And what we're going to do is pipe that, because there's going to be no blowers or heaters or anything in this. It's just going to all run off of this 240 aircon machine, which is good for like a 5 metre motor home. It's fucking the right bits of kit. So we're going to sit that in here, pipe it all the way up to the windscreen, then have blowers coming up there so it demits your windscreen, and probably one blowing back just up into the cab. The big hefty pipes, and it'll run straight through between step to get in and chassis rail, so it'll run up there and it'll go nicely into the cab area. Then just got to finish up welding this, weld it all in place. What I'm thinking about this side is where I've brought that to full height. I'm just going to stop it round about here, then some angle along there, then I'm going to put a full pull out draw that way, put some heavy duty sliders, so you've got a drawer that's that deep. So we're utilising literally every millimetre of this fan. So you can put out in there, like if we have a triple slide out, you can have some foam cut and it can be a toolbox to work on van. So we're just trying to compact everything into a small space, utilise every inch of it, but it should work out good. So this is the aircon unit. This bit will blow fresh air into cab. Then this is like a pipe work, so pipe work will go through there, all the way down that chassis leg, up into front screen. So it'll be blowing there. Then we'll make like a little access pod type thing there, so we can just turn it on and off. Plug that in, power that on. Still a load of welding to do in, but it's all in place. All inverters set. We've got room for aircon. If we keep it there or if we don't keep it there, just depends how it all works, because it's pipe work and shit, so it might be a bit tight with space, but we'll find that out. If not, it can be used for something else. We've got loads of shit to put in this van, man. We've got all air ride system, we've got aircon, we've got that inverter, we've got barbecue stuff, overnight stuff, tools, because it's going to be used for carting bikes about. They've just got a lot to fit in a little amount of space. There's like 2 airbeds, like a double airbed and a single airbed, so they're pretty hefty. So even if it's used for storage for that, we just got to maximise every little bit of space that we can on this. But we'll just keep cracking on. Then I can get rest of flooring now, so I can cap it off on top, then make that drawer system, so it should work out alright. That's it for today.